inexpensive and simply built buses. Generally of the smaller variety, they are often used for short-haul work. But in Russia, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, they intentionally built a bus as cheaply and as unattractive as possible. And incredibly, in long distance and articulated form. This is the story of the Alterna, the bus that looked like it was designed by preschoolers. Hi, this is Jeffrey. Now, back in the early 1990s, right after the fall of the Soviet Union, Russia was in need of new buses as well as updating existing ones. However, due to obvious reasons, this was not going to happen in a short time frame. So, as a stopgap measure, they decided to design and build a bus that was extremely cheap and simple to construct. A byproduct of this was its very childlike kind of styling. It's a very interesting story, so let's get started in learning about the Alterna bus. Cheap, simple, ugly. Those three words can easily describe the Alterna bus. And Alterna literally means alternative bus. It was created as a replacement for existing models of the former USSR during those difficult transitory years of the early 1990s. But Alterna was more than just a bus. It was, first of all, a company. It was created on the basis of the Scientific and Technical Center of the Liquidation bus plant, also known as LIAZ or LIAZ, in the early 1990s. Initially, the specialists of the Scientific and Technical Center were engaged in perfecting the LIAZ 5256 model, successor to the legendary LIAZ 677. The achievements of the LIAZ Scientific and Technical Center were in conflict with the problems of the Liquidation plant itself. The 677 model was already too old, and the new 5256 model could not be put into operation. The Ministry of Transport eventually drove a wedge between LIAZ and its own Scientific and Technical Center, which then turned into Alterna. Officials, tired of waiting for the LIAZ 5256 to mature to the desired state, demanded a new version of the bus from Alterna, something simple, cheap, and reliable. The most important condition of the project was to be a low labor intensity of production. According to the idea of the Ministry of Transport, the design of the future bus was to be extremely uncomplicated and simple. It was assumed that its production could be handled at modest costs, even by a motor transport plant equipped with small suitable metalworking equipment. A major motto of the project was, "Just don't let it cost too much." The words cheap and simple could also be combined with fast. The new Alterna was born literally in a flash, from preliminary design to testing, in just 9 months. The first to arrive model in September of 1992 was the Alterna 4215, an intercity long-distance bus. It could be called an ideal means of transport for business travelers who, in the 1990s, transported scarce consumer goods from Turkey to Russia. Why was it ideal? Because the luggage compartments of the bus under the passenger saloon were absolutely flat and very spacious. Now, let's take a look at some of the basic specifications of the Alterna 4215 bus. Number 1, length is 9.7 meters. Number 2, width is 2.5 meters. Number 3, height is 3.3 meters. Number 4, passenger capacity is 36. Number 5. Engine is the YAMZ-238 of 265 horsepower. Number 6. Gross weight is 13,000 kilograms. And finally, number 7. Top speed is 110 kilometers per hour. Since it was supposed to be a comfortable, long-distance vehicle able to go 2,500 kilometers on one refueling, the Alterna 4215 was equipped with air conditioning, and the level of reliability of the design was confirmed by the successful Moscow to Paris run, which took place in 1993. Of course, the model also had its downsides, and the appearance was one of the biggest drawbacks. Wavy sides, small side windows, and a utilitarian, even primitive design of the front end. It seemed that the design of this bus was made by children, and not even school children, more like preschoolers. Definitely a kindergarten-worthy design. On the other hand, how else should a cheap bus look when its production requires only the simplest technological operations such as welding, cutting, and bending parts? And since the first Alterna fully met the conditions of extreme technological simplicity, the project continued, at least for a while. In the spring of 1993, Alterna introduced another model of this family, the Citybus 4216. With the same wheelbase and length as the Alterna 4215 bus, it received 2 pairs of double-leaf doors, and a saloon redesigned for the conditions of urban operation. In addition, the absence of a luggage compartment helped to reduce the overall height to 3.1 meters. But there were more versions to come. There was the articulated Alterna 6230 at 15.9 meters long and was supposed to be an alternative to the then current Icarus offerings. But very few were built. And then came the single 7202, which topped the charts at 17.3 meters, with doors on both sides intended for airport use. It spent most of its life in Siberia. But in the end, only 300 Alternas were built. The buses of the Moscow region, or rather their appearance, were massively vilified in the press. But the Alternas did a good job of transporting passengers. So why were so few built? One would think that the crux of the story lies in Alterna's questionable design. But like most things in the former Soviet Union, it all boiled down to politics, and Alterna's director, Vladimir Zhavaronkov, the godfather of the entire project, was simply not allowed to work in the company any longer. Alterna was liquidated in 1996, which meant the end of the cheap bus project, so very necessary for Russia in those very difficult times. And so there it is, the story of the purposely cheap and unattractive Alterna bus. So I wonder what you think of it. It would be very interesting to hear your opinion of this bus. Now, additionally, after production ended of the Alternas, the Orsk and Ingalls bus plants, which were 2 separate and independent bus manufacturing facilities, tried to revive the Alterna bus, and they built a few prototypes with some modified looking front ends, but it really didn't catch on, and we don't know exactly how many were built. There were some prototypes that were manufactured, but not too much is known about it. And so after that, the Alterna bus pretty much died. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look at the Russian Alterna bus. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.